we've got over 1,900, almost 2,000 events worldwide that are on that list. And pretty much every day we've been able to post an update on a handful of them that have changed. Either they've canceled or they've rescheduled to a new date, or they've postponed and then we come back to it. So it's provided an opportunity for us to be able to do a daily video that's an update that concentrates on something that not a whole lot of other media outlets are covering.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily exclusive, but it's also not on anybody else's radar. And I think that's working to our benefit. We just need to have people know that we're doing it.
Yeah, because it sounds like you could sort of use this as an opportunity to carve out yourself as a leader in delivering that information quickly and accurately.
Right. Yeah. I have made the comparison to ABC's Nightline, which got started in 1979 because of the Iran hostage crisis. And it became a nightly update on what was going on with the hostages. And that circumstance lasted for so long, the show eventually evolved into a nightly news program that started to cover other topics. And I think depending on how long this goes, we could be looking at something similar where, maybe we're not doing the daily update on the Comic-Con schedules all the time so much as we start adding in other news items as well. So there are conversations happening here along those lines of how we can best utilize the channel. How do we serve our audience in the best way with those daily updates.
And have you guys seen sort of a feedback from the listeners or the people that pay attention to your stuff of sort of what they're wanting out of it, or are you just putting stuff out there and hoping that it lands?
Well, not really so much feedback in terms of direct comments or anything like that. We have seen an uptick in the number of regular viewers. Our view count for a lot of these has started to get a little bit more consistent. It's not as high as I would like it to be, of course, but it does indicate to me that we have a regular audience. We have people that show up in the live chats for a lot of our shows that are the same people. They're showing up for all of our shows. So we do have the regulars. And as we get bigger, our subscriber list on YouTube gets bigger. We're adding people pretty much every day. People are finding our channel and they're subscribing to our channel, which is great. And it adds to that algorithm for other people to be able to find us. So in that sense, we're able to benefit from the audience growing. But in terms of feedback, it's hit and miss. Every now and again, we'll get a comment from somebody who sees what we're trying to do with this, not being political, not being the outrage media. We're rational, we're reasonable, all opinions are welcome type of thing. And they're appreciative of the fact that we're not just another angry YouTuber channel. We're actually, kind of balanced in our approach to things. So
that's good. It's sort of a sensible approach to just like a somewhat, mostly objective delivery of news and information. So with that being said, sort of tuning into the changes that have been happening the last month or so, have you guys made any adjustments on the marketing side of how you're reaching potential customers, or how you're getting your word out there?
Well, we're doing a whole lot more in social media, and being able to sit in front of the computer pretty much most of the day. We're adjusting that approach in terms of making sure that the links are going out in the right way. Although we have run into an issue lately where the notifications for YouTube especially are going out late. So for example, if we have a show that goes live 9 a.m. Saturday morning, some of our audience are not getting the notification about that show until Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
and that creates a problem. So we're looking at ways that we can adjust to that. But that's, as we go through and post links and social media, we're looking at some ad placement possibly on, something like Facebook or Twitter, where we can grow that audience. The challenge then becomes, okay, how much do we spend? Where do we spend it? Because Facebook advertising has not been very productive for us in the past. Maybe we haven't spent enough. Maybe we didn't spend it long enough. Who knows? We're always trying to find that sweet spot, and a mix of word of mouth and staff participation in promoting things and paid advertising, that sort of thing. So it's a constant search for the right mix.
For sure. And I think at a time like this, everybody's sort of evolving and experimenting. So you're going to just go through these growing pains. I think the main thing, even on my end, has just been staying consistent and doing things that maybe you haven't done before, just getting yourself out there. Because I think the downside of this is you can't go out there and meet and do things and be in public and talk about your stuff. But I think the upside is there are a lot more eyes, or at least potential eyes, because there are people just sitting at home, looking to get entertained or looking to get informed. So I think if we can tap into that within our own realm, that's probably the best strategy, whether you're spending ad dollars or not. I think just
right. Well, and the other thing too is it's helped that we're able to spend some time watching content on other people's channels and leaving comments, having discussions in those threads as well. That gets our name out there, not just as another YouTube account, but also, we're having informed conversations and commentary on other people's channels that helps for people to sit there and go, oh, I like what this guy has to say. Let's go check out his channel. We've picked out some people from that. Plus, sitting here and doing podcasts like this, where I'm able to talk to people about what we do, who we are, and how they can find us. We're trying to do a whole lot more of that as well.
For sure. And that was really the whole basis for me doing this, is wanting to give people a platform to talk about it, especially, the smaller businesses that just don't have the resources, or a lot of time don't have the time to spend, because it does take time. It takes time to get out there. And like you said, I mean, something as seemingly simple as spending a couple hours on Twitter or YouTube just commenting can sometimes yield some incredible results, because I think a lot of people misunderstand social media. It's really just another tool for communication. And if you're going to have a good, serious conversation with somebody, whether it's in front of them or behind the screen, and they respect what you have to say, well, that might just become a new customer or a new fan of yours. And I think sometimes it's those simple things that go such a long way. So yeah, I've actually been doing quite a bit of that, just going on LinkedIn and going on Facebook and just having conversations. And it's amazing what it does, because the worst case is you learn something. Best case is you introduce yourself to a wider audience. So yeah, I think that's awesome. And I think you guys are kind of threading to the right direction. So with that being said, what are some things that, how do we, how does the community help you? How can we do something to get the word out there? What are, the social channels that you want us to promote? Things like that. I know that's a tough question. It's kind of an awkward place.
Well, it's not really so much a tough question so much as figuring out which social media we're not on. It's probably the easiest way. We are on pretty much all of the social media. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitch. As far as video content goes, we're also on BitChute, we're also on Library, social media, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest is all cosplay, but we're over there on that as well. We're on Gab, we're on MeWe, we're on Minds. We pretty much set up accounts everywhere because, contingency plans are worth having.
Yeah.
Of course, we're on Facebook. So all of those social media platforms we're on as SciFi4Me, and that's with a number 4. So anybody can find us there. and then of course the .coms, and that's where we post all of our news articles, and they feed into most of our social media, so people can read them from there. I guess our biggest need in terms of marketing and promotions priority is, you know, word of mouth. People, we just need people to know that we exist and to sample our content and see if there's something there that they like. And if they do, great. If they don't, they can give us feedback on why they don't like something, and maybe they like something else. You know, because we have, like I said, we've got 9 different shows on our video channel, and you know, they range from, you know, Star Wars to Star Trek to Doctor Who, and general news and conversations about all sorts of topics. So it's there's not every show along the same theme. The whole channel is broad enough in terms of what we talk about that hopefully people will find something that they like and they'll stick with it.
For sure. And you mentioned earlier that you guys do, there was a live chat at some point. You had said that people interact with you through live chat. On what platform are you doing the live stuff?
That's on the YouTube channel for the most part. Now there is the live chat available when we broadcast to Twitch as well. But the audience is very small over there. Mainly, I think, because we're not playing video games. We're actually having different kinds of shows. So most of the chat happens over on our YouTube channel.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. So what is, this kind of a funny question, but what's the most rewarding part of what you do at SciFi4Me?
For me personally, it's a combination of things. One, I'm able to live in this realm where, you know, these are the things that I enjoy watching, stuff that I enjoy reading, and I'm able to share that with other fans of the genre. There is a sense of community in the fandom, but also being able to kind of flex my muscles in terms of journalism and media. But the other opportunity is being able to get out into the different events and connect with other fans, and, you know, share in that enthusiasm for something that we all enjoy.
Yeah.
The other aspect of it, this has been very slow in coming, but I also see this as an opportunity for, at some point it gets big enough and generates enough revenue that it creates jobs. I want to be able to provide some opportunities for people to not just have an outlet for their creativity, but also get, you know, derive some benefit in that they get paid to do this work. So that's the other goal, not just getting the audience bigger, but increasing the revenue so we can start getting, you know, getting everybody paid for what they do here.
Yeah. That's really cool. I think that's a really good balanced way to look at it. That's awesome. So I think you know, for the most part, that I've gotten the serious questions out of the way. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about or add?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. I mean, like I said, we've got some other projects in the works, things that we're discussing that we're not ready to roll out yet. So, you know, the plan is to expand on what we've already been doing. So if there's stuff that you find on the channel that you like, then hopefully there's going to be more that you like here in the next 4 to 6 months. So.
And yeah, and if you know, down the road, if something does pop up, I'd love to have you back on. And if you want to promote that, or even have a few of your guys, you know, we could do a shared interview and kind of talk as a group. What is the best way to reach you personally if you like being reached, whether it's an email or a Facebook message?
We have a contact form over at SciFi4Me.com. Probably the best way to reach out, and of course any of the social media, you can just find us, you know, searching SciFi4Me. So, you know, any of the channels, whether it's YouTube or Twitter or Pinterest, all of the accounts use the same handle, so we're easy to find, and we can take messages and comments that way as well.
Perfect. And I'll throw those up when I load the videos up. I'll have it written. All right. So before I let you go, though, Jason, I do have a fun part of this, because I figured you got to end with some fun stuff. So I'm going to do a speed round. You don't know the questions. I'm going to just throw them at you. Don't think too much about it. Just throw it out.
Okay. All right.
It's very easy, I think. All right. Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix.
Last thing you bought on Amazon?
A light bulb.
Beer or wine?
Neither.
Cats or dogs?
Both.
Best barbecue in Kansas City? Ooh.
I don't know that I've got a best. Mine.
What was it?
Mine.
Okay, sounds good. That's a really tough one. All right. Person you'd like to meet most?
Oh, that's too long of a list. I mean, and the beauty of that is, well, the irony of it is we get the opportunity to meet a number of celebrities every year. So there's really not one in particular, although I guess maybe William Shatner would be up there toward the top of the list.
That you kind of, I think I might know the answer to my next question then. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Both.
Oh, wow, that's a great, your spirit animal. Could be fake, could be real. You can make one up.
A dragon.
That's an awesome one. Favorite superhero?
Superman.
Another great one. All right, and coolest spot in Kansas City, if you had to pick one.
The highway that takes me to Texas.
Oh man, I might have to cut that one out. All right.
I grew up in Dallas, so that's home. So it's any chance I get to go back there is welcome.
That's fair. Texas is I don't have too many bad things about Texas. So the roads are incredibly nice to drive on. Every time I go to Texas, I feel like there's 2 feet of space more on every lane on the highway. So
it depends on the highway.
That's my takeaway. Anyway, Jason, I really appreciate you being on. It was great talking to you, and hopefully we'll get you back on again.